Towards the end of 2011, a game release that would breathe life into a new genre of the RPG. Dark Souls 1 was released. Created by From Software, a Japanese game development studio of which originated in 1986, Dark Souls gave new life to the RPG genre that was growing stale for a lot of gamers. From Software created Dark Souls with the thought that in mind that not everyone would be able to complete their game because of the difficulty they had morphed into it. It was From Software that became the medium for demonstrating that video games could be difficult and still be enjoyed. From Software was founded in 1986 by Natashi Zin and made productivity software for the first 7 years of their existence. The first game From Software produced was King's Field and was released in the early 90s. But before the infamous Souls series, there would be no known for an extremely popular mech game series in Japan called Armored Core. The first Armored Core game was released on PlayStation 1 on July 10th, 1997, and since then 14 games under the same name have been released, the most recent being in 2013. In April of 2014, the Kawakawa Corporation revealed their intention to purchase From Software from former shareholder Transcosmos. The deal was finalized in May 2014, and From Software expanded a new studio in Fukuoka, Japan, October 2015. They thus began operations in 2016, focused on creating CGI assets for the games created by the Tokyo studio. In December of 2015, From Software was nominated for Developer of the Year at the Game Awards, but unfortunately lost to CD Projekt Red. Worldwide, the most popular game series that From Software has created was the Souls series. This series consists of 4 games and a spin-off title known as Bloodborne. These games being in order from Demon Souls, February 5th, 2009, Dark Souls coming out in September 22nd, 2011, and later on PC in August 2012. Dark Souls 2 was released on March 13th, 2014, and Bloodborne March 24th, 2015. The most recent game in the Souls series is Dark Souls 3 that released on March 24th, 2016, and on PC on April 12th of the same year. This series, along with Bloodborne, has received widespread critical acclaim, as well as strong sales both domestically and internationally. They also received a number of awards, primarily for the RPG genre, of which include multiple RPG and Game of the Year awards. Dark Souls and Bloodborne have been cited by many publications such as Polygon.com, Game Informer magazine, and Edge magazine to be among some of the greatest games of all time. Demon Souls was hugely popular in the Japanese domestic market, but didn't really catch on the Western markets. When Dark Souls arrived, however, the game blew up globally in both domestic and Western markets. Dark Souls achieved this by having an interlocking map with no load scenes, where you could walk down one path and it would reconnect back onto the main path later in the game, and then going back through a totally different path and ending up back at the start. Although the largest contributor to Dark Souls 1's success was the combat system. The concept system From Software developed was crisp and punished mistakes hard, leading to situations where one mistake could get you killed. The combat system created a massive group of die-hard fans that swear that this is one of the best games of all time, and the new Dark Souls remaster coming out later this year, we can expect people who missed the first game or played the later ones to join this fan group and make it grow even larger. Despite Dark Souls 1 being so critically acclaimed and loved, From Software's next Soul game had a shaky start. Dark Souls 2 was released in 2014, and straight away the game felt a bit different. The game had huge sales early on because of the success of Dark Souls 1, but the player base died out quickly. This led to the lead developer of Dark Souls 1, who didn't have a hand in Dark Souls 2, step in. Hidetaka Miyazaki, who was the lead for Dark Souls 1, didn't work on Dark Souls 2 because he didn't want too many sequels, and was working on his other project, which turned out to be Bloodborne. But after seeing the dwindling success of Dark Souls 2, him and his team stepped in and created a new version called Scholar of the First Sin in February 2015. This updated version again caught traction early on, and numbers rose again, and within a few months after the release, they also released Bloodborne and the company reached new heights. Due to the success of the Souls game that From Software had created, they have led to a new genre inside of the RPG genre. Even today, when a game comes out with a combat system even remotely close to what Dark Souls is, game critics immediately slap the game with a Dark Souls like or Dark Souls field tag. Games like 2014's Lords of the Fallen, 2017's The Surge, and 2017 Neo have all been hit with this tag. This isn't considered a bad thing, however, because even if you were hit with this tag that you will like another game, the fan base, which we know is huge from the Dark Souls series, buys this game, making a new market for developers. From Software began the first 7 years of their life creating productivity software, and would later on become one of Japan's best-selling game series, Armored Core, and one of the best-selling game series worldwide, the Souls series, concreting themselves as a major powerhouse in the RPG market history. Thank you for listening.